Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
The following podcast is a deep, shallow dive production.
And you're going to love it.
Okay, let's go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope you guys had a good week. Hey, sorry for getting this out a little later, but I did want to get one out today. Okay, couple housekeeping things. By the way, I did have several people actually reach out to me and say they took one of those free classes at that HotWorks facility. If you remember, I did an interview with their CEO, Steve Smith, maybe like 2 weeks ago or something. And anyway, they have over, almost 800 locations. And if you go to their website, hotworks.net, you can sign up for a free class. And I'm not kidding. I highly recommend it. I've probably taken about 10 classes so far myself. And dude, it is a beast of a workout. I mean, they've got high intensity interval training that's only 15 minutes. And you are kind of drenched in 15 minutes. I've taken a few of those, and then I've taken their 30-minute hot isometric. I've taken their 30-minute hot Pilates. And then, man, I took a 30-minute hot bands class, like resistance bands. And it's a great workout. It really is. And again, for those that have no idea what I'm talking about, basically this guy created a business out of doing your workout inside a really nice, like ridiculously nice 10 by 10 infrared sauna. And again, I mean, I am drenched when I come out of these things to where I've got to bring a change of clothes and I literally like wring out my shirt. So anyway, that free class, it might not be for you. I totally get that. But if you're somebody that's looking for kind of a different type of workout, just try it. It's free. I mean, good price. That's a good price. Free. So you can sign up on their website, hotworks.net. Still trying to get that guy the .com, but whoever owns that won't get back to me. So again, hotworks.net, find a location that's near you. They have almost 800 of them. Sign up for the free class. If you do end up doing it, make sure you tell them you listened to the interview on Deep Shallow Dive, though. They'll take extra good care of you. How about that? All right. Anyway, hotworks.net, grab a free class. Tell me if you like it. All right, let's see what's going on. The war in, I mean, I don't even know if I should call it a war, but the situation in Gaza seems to have come to an end, but I don't believe it. Obviously there was a ceasefire that was announced, and the plan is to have a phased approach to it, I guess, with phase one being that the 20 or so Israeli hostages that remain, I don't know if they've been released or they're going to be released. And then, to be honest with you, I'm not sure what Israel's supposed to do for Hamas on that. But I'm just going to go on record today, October 10th, 2025, and say, I do not think this is the end of this situation. I think that what is happening is that basically the hostages getting released will take away a significant portion of the upheaval inside Israel, because obviously the folks, especially in Tel Aviv, they want their hostages back. And again, they deserve that. I understand that 100%. And so what I think is happening is, by kind of doing a little bit of a bait and switch potentially, but I mean, I can't imagine Hamas is that stupid to fall for this. And that's why I think they're fake. I just do. I think it is a contrived organization. Nobody really agrees with me on that. At least none of the pro-Palestinian people. If you listen to the episode from Wednesday with Elijah and Jad, man, I really like those two. Gosh, I think they are just so smart and such a good representation of Gen Z. But, you've got a 21-year-old. I think Jad might be 20. Elijah's 21. Who knows? I think they're both such smart kids and such nice kids and just great. Like, I really enjoy talking to them. But anyway, even Jad, who's Palestinian, I've had this discussion with him several times, and he entertains it. I don't think he necessarily agrees with me. Miko Pellet, whom was, one of my amazing guests. I've talked to him about it. I don't think he really agrees with me. But I'm telling you, like, if I'm Hamas, how stupid are you? Like, you think that you're going to release the 20 hostages, then you have no leverage. All your leverage is gone. Even that isn't really leverage, not with Netanyahu. It's leverage. It's social leverage with the world, maybe, or with the media, but it's not really. I mean, Netanyahu doesn't care about 20 people. Like, he could care less. Dude could care less. He could care less about anything besides what's in his interest. Anyway, my point is, I'm just surprised that this is I don't know. I don't want to call it a farce, but it kind of is to me. So here's my call on what happens. I think the hostages are released. There's a little bit of a lull, and then something's going to happen. Maybe not another October 7 type event, but quote unquote, something is going to happen. And it's going to reignite this thing, and they're going to go into phase 2, and they're just going to continue doing what they've been doing for 2 years, and that's bombing. And again, with the goal of, moving the Palestinian people out. I really do think that's their end game. I think they want once and for all just to get rid of all those people, get them to relocate somewhere. Obviously there's a lot of talk about like Trump and Jared Kushner building, condo high rises in Gaza. Gaza's location, by the way, it's right on the sea. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's in a beautiful, beautiful location. I think the weather's really nice there. So, the ability to develop that into, something incredible obviously is there. But with the destruction that's taken place, the question is, how long would that even take? But these guys are playing the long game. They are playing the long game. So even if that takes a decade, I don't think they care. And honestly, I think a lot of that is being driven by Jared Kushner. I think he is absolutely the head of that potential real estate development that is going to take place in Gaza. I think it absolutely is going to take place in Gaza. Anyway, okay, let's move on from that. Let's move on to the Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk stuff, because if you have not been following it, man, it's really heating up. Let me play you something.
Charlie was done with Israel bullying him, and I am now going to present you proof of what I am saying. This is an actual group chat, which happened 2 days before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. There were 9 people in total on this chat, including Charlie and Rob McCoy. I'm going to protect the names of the other 7 for now. To be clear, I might actually release a name every day this week, but I want to show you this because suffice it to say, Rob McCoy was on this text thread, and I think it helps contextualize him as a person, in my view, that he would attack me for telling the truth about the pressure that he was facing. Take a look.
All right, really quick. Sorry, I should have set the stage for that. So basically, Candace earlier this week ended up releasing screenshots of a text message that Charlie Kirk had with like 7 or 8 other people. And again, I think she's going to explain the contents of the text message next. But again, so basically she's been, obviously she's been a beast about this, and quite frankly, probably the only one that's really, trying to get answers to the multitude of unanswered questions. Wow, very articulate right there, Ray D. Thank you very much, Ray D. Anyway, I'm going to start talking to myself in the third person and then answering myself in the third person. That's hilarious. Okay, so again, she releases these screenshots of a text message between Charlie and I guess 7, 8, or 9. I forget how many other people. This Rob McCoy guy is his pastor. This guy's shady AF. He's such just an icky vibe from this guy. But before I play you what is said in the screenshots, which I'm pretty sure Candace is going to read out, these are legit. And I'm going to actually play you the response from that guy, Andrew Colvitt, the Turning Point USA PR guy, who I find super sus. Like, I think that guy is like crazy, shady in every aspect. But I'll play that now, and then we'll get into the rest. So when you hear what is said, you'll know it's legitimately true. So listen to this from Andrew, and he came out with this a day later after Candace put everybody on blast because they had to. He had to admit it was true because he knew it was true.
Started this show to address some of the things that have been going around on public, namely about a group text chain that has been made known and released by Candace Owens. And I just want to address it head on because, that was a screen grab that I had shared with people. So it is authentic. And I want to go into it because I actually am really excited that the truth is out there.
Bro is not excited that the truth is out there. All right, so now let's listen to the truth.
So Charlie writes in this group chat, just lost another huge Jewish donor, $2 million a year because we won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting Candace. Somebody writes, oh. Charlie writes, Jewish donors play into all of the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause.
Okay, so again, I know this is hard to maybe understand, but she's reading the text message thread between Charlie and these 7 or 8 other people. By the way, she's funny. She's like, somebody writes, ugh. And basically it was somebody that wrote the word ugh. That's funny. Okay, so again, remember, she's reading the actual thread. This is all legitimate. It's been confirmed by Andrew from Turning Point USA. So this is real.
And somebody writes, a donor writes, please do not invite Candace. That might feel good short term, but it's not good long term. In my opinion, like all groups, you're going to get a wide variety of opinions. That nasty free will thing that God bestowed on us makes life frustrating at times after the dust settles a bit, maybe. So again, this is 48 hours before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. He was very clear and he was very explicit, and he did not back down, not in that Hamptons meeting, which they're all lying about, nor in this text thread. I'm not going to reveal the names of the other 7. Actually, you know what? I disagree with myself 4 seconds ago. Let's just throw in Josh Hammer for funsies. He's on this chat. Okay. So what are we to make of that? Okay, now that I'm showing you this and showing to you that the conversations were real, I want you to reflect, and it took me a lot of patience to allow the lies that were being woven and the misrepresentations of people that were pretending that I was just, high on lying about Charlie and the pressure he was under, the attacks that not just me, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly faced for trying to stand up and tell the truth about what Charlie was actually going through. Why are you hearing it, though, from me and Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly?
You know, honestly, we live in this world now where like everything is here today, gone tomorrow. And so, it is pretty crazy. I talked about this, I believe, on Tuesday's episode that, we literally witnessed a live assassination, and less than 2 weeks later, or maybe right around, or actually, I'm sorry, a little over 2 weeks later, we're at a month now. Isn't that crazy? We're at a month now. So we're at a month now, and, again, it's like everybody's just completely moved on, pretty much besides Candace. And I find that strange. I mean, again, this is our version of the John F. Kennedy assassination. And like I said, I thought it was insane that Americans at that time believed that narrative so easily and just moved on. And here we are in 2025 with all the advances, all the progress in terms of everything. And you have a substantial amount of people that have just completely moved on after witnessing, probably the most brutal thing we've witnessed in at least since 9/11. I mean, maybe that may be true. I mean, this assassination could be kind of the most gruesome thing we've witnessed since 9/11. So anyway, all right, let's listen to the rest of this. Candace is a beast, man. She just is.
Isn't that weird? You got people that are hosting a show. Have they, in like one honorable thing, come out and said, like, you know what? F a couple of these donors who made his life a living hell in the last couple of weeks. Why haven't they done that? There's also a rabbi in that chat. Like, why hasn't anybody made that move to at least say, to vindicate what I have been saying about what he was going through, that registers to me as very suspicious. I'm going to frankly say that it's suspicious to me. It makes me think that in the same way that Charlie was being pressured by money, that you might be now run by that same money, that those same donors might be running you.
I mean, how does everybody not agree with that? Like, it's just such common sense. It's pretty insane, man. It is pretty insane. And some of the arguments I'm seeing online, and this really speaks to like the conservative Republican right. I mean, here's what's crazy. To me, the conservative Republican right has literally turned into the liberal lunatic. I shouldn't use the word lunatic. My bad. The liberal left that we experienced during COVID and really for those 4 years. I mean, seriously, it's turned into the people that yelled at you for not wearing a mask and not wearing a mask in the car by yourself driving, and the people that yelled at you if you even asked a question about the vaccine. And now, when I look at, the big conservative pages on social media, you've got people yelling at you for asking questions about Charlie Kirk's assassination. I mean, it's really insane. It's really insane, the complete sort of carbon copy of what took place during COVID and in many ways, lunacy of what the liberal side thought. And by the way, that lunacy was thought by the same people that are now just as big of a lunatic when it comes to yelling at you for asking questions about the Charlie Kirk situation. Isn't that insane? I mean, seriously, it's kind of getting to a point. I was talking to somebody about this. I forget who. It's like, oh my God, I'm like a person without a team anymore, because like both sides of that are just lunatics and crazy. And again, they're blinded by, I guess, whatever partisan affiliation they have versus being guided by the truth. Anyway, all right, let me see what else I can play. Oh my God, I have to play this. I don't know why this made me think of this, but I've had this clip in my files. Again, this just speaks to the lunacy that we've been living ever since March 13th, 2020, that fateful Friday where they told us not to leave the house, which, by the way, is the beginning of my book. I think you should buy the book. It's really good. It really is. All right, I got to start plugging the book more. Okay, listen to this. Remember this? I've played this before, but this was at the time New York Mayor Bill de Blasio.
Free fries when you get vaccinated? I got vaccinated. You're saying I could get this? These delicious fries? Wait a minute. But there's also a burger element to this? Let me check with Bill Neathart. Is it too early in the day to eat a burger? No. This can be breakfast? Okay. I want you to look at this and think about, again, some people love hamburgers, some don't. Really want to respect all ways of life. But if this is appealing to you, just think of this when you think of vaccination. Vaccination. I'm getting a very good feeling about vaccination right this moment. Thank you.
All right, again, that's such a good clip that speaks to the insanity. Okay, you know what? Let's stay on this. Let's stay on this thread. Here's another clip that, if this happened now, you would have thought this was an AI-generated video, because if you're active on social media, you're probably seeing such a host of unbelievable AI-generated stuff that, quite frankly, if they weren't so funny, they'd be hard to decipher if it was real or not. And this is primarily being done through OpenAI, which is the owner of ChatGPT, and their Sora platform for video creation. And now they've launched Sora 2, by the way. And then also through Google's VO, and I believe Google's VO is on version 3. But these tools, with the proper prompting, they create incredibly realistic, videos that, quite frankly, now are being seeded in a comedic sense. But man, this could get super dangerous super fast, because they practically are getting to a point where if the content and the script is done in a nefarious nature, it's pretty much impossible to tell if it's real or if it's not real. But here's an example of something that absolutely was real back in 2024, and it was kind of the beginning of the end for Biden. But listen to this. Like, I swear if this got put out today, everybody would think it was artificial intelligence generated by Sora or or VO. All right, so this is from the Trump-Biden debate, the one that basically, again, was the beginning of the end for Biden, and he did terrible on it. But listen to this exchange.
Just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way, and I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards.
I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. The reason I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie. He's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Never.
But I had,
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
I mean, honestly, take a second and pontificate on the fact that that was an actual discussion in front of the entire world, and especially the American people, by the 2 men that have led the United States of America, the leader of the free world, for the last 9 years. That was what they were talking about during that debate. Oh my God, that's insane. All right, everybody, 22 minutes. I've got a bunch more, but since this got out a little later, I will end it here. Have a great weekend. Get out, get some steps in, get some exercise going. I really need to kind of refocus on some of the health stuff and honestly just start cranking out more episodes. I've definitely lagged a little bit, but anyway, we'll get back on track. I've got some more good guest interviews coming, and that's about it, man. That's about it. Let me know any feedback. Let me know any questions. Honestly, if you do want a good book, you can find Deep Shallow Dive Into You on Amazon, on Walmart.com, and then you can also go to deepshallowdive.com and get it there, and you can tell me what you want me to sign or who do you want me to sign it for, and you will get a customized copy, no extra price. All right, that's it, everybody. Talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. Call a spade, call your parents.
That was a great way to end it.
This episode was brought to you by Zipix Nicotine Toothpicks. Zip more, smoke less. Totally satisfying, discreet, and delicious. Zipix nicotine-infused toothpicks are available in 6 great flavors, each containing at least 2 milligrams of nicotine to curb those cravings. Zipix is FDA registered and proudly made in the USA. Use discount code DSD for 10% off your order at zipixtoothpicks.com. Zip more, smoke less, save 10%.